Hey everybody, my name is Casey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be doing a tour of my island, Willow. I wanted to show you all what my flyover looks like, and then we will go ahead and get into the tour. So I'm really excited to show you guys my completed island. I've actually already reset this island, and this island has been really fun for me to create. It is a spring island set in cherry blossom season, and I'm using a lot of kind of softer colors with the flowers and codes. But here's my map and my dream address. And then if you are interested in visiting my dream address, feel free to hop in along and tour with me for this video. But other than that, as you can see, I have a lot of terraforming. I have my shops all kind of spaced out on the map, and then I kind of have most of my villagers on the upper right hand side of the map. So I have Fang, Marshall, Sprinkle, Marina, Scoot, Ozzy, and then the best boy Rudy, Silvana, and then we have Mint. But I have, like I was saying, most of them on the upper right side, and then I have Rudy and Mint on the left side. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into my island tour. So as you can see, I have a yellow airport, and then as we walk up to my entrance, I wanted to incorporate some terraforming and then a diagonal bridge, and I wanted to, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, have a lot of softer color flowers with the oranges, greens, yellows, and pinks. And then I kind of just made a couple little smaller seating areas in the back by the waterscaping. I do have a speed build on how I built this area. If you are interested, I will link it above. But let's go ahead and check out the rest of my island. So if we go ahead and continue on to the left over here, you will see the diagonal bridge, which will lead us to resident services. And I just have a couple gifts left out. If you are visiting my dream address, feel free to grab those. But for this area, I wanted it to feel really cozy and very, I don't know, kind of like a little garden area, if you will. So this area was kind of tricky for me to design. I always find my resident services area really hard to design just because of the building in the background. I feel like, I don't know, it's just hard for me. But this one turned out semi-okay in my opinion. I have some ideas for my next island's resident services, so hopefully I can be a little bit happier with it. But if we go ahead and continue on to the right here, we have a little transition area with a little river flowing through it. And if we turn to the left, we have an incline that will be leading up to this cute little small picnic area. And this is actually kind of an extension of Sprinkle's yard, but I just wanted to show you this area because I love these standee codes. They are so beautiful. And then I just kind of made like a little place where you can just come and hang out and like read a magazine. And then I've used that sunflower umbrella code in the back right corner. I just feel like that code looks really like realistic. But if we continue on this way, we can go ahead and check out Sprinkle's yard. So I've never had Sprinkles before, but I really like her house. And so I kind of just gave her some white pathing with these stones right here, and then gave her a little picnic area with this garden table. But then if we head back here, you will see a little viewing area for kind of like an overlook of the rest of my island and villagers' houses. So I did this kind of at the last minute, and I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. But look at Silvana. She literally wants to move out the day I am resetting my island. Like, why are you doing that to me? Don't leave me. But anyways, so yeah, that's just, I don't know. It kind of just happened, this area. Like I built all the area in the background first, and then I saw that I could have extended these cliffs next to Sprinkle's house a little bit more, and I was like, maybe I can just make this like a little overlook area. So that is what I did. But if we continue on here to the right, we just have this little transition area with a couple of smaller spaces. I really love creating those smaller spaces. And then if we hop across here, we actually have Marina's house. I love the colors of her house. I think it's really beautiful. So for her yard, I tried to keep it pretty simple with the decorations. I just made like a couple little smaller seating areas, and then I have the portable record player, and then just a Zen cushion on the right side over here, and then I cut down a cedar tree and just left the stump there. But if we continue down here, there's just like another smaller little seating area. You kind of see this area in my flyover. And so if we head to the right, I have a little cake shop. This standee code is everything. I kind of just tried to incorporate similar colors with the flowers that the standee code itself has. So I really love this area, but that's mainly just because of the very talented creator who made that cake shop standee code. Also, all of my codes will be listed in my card, which will be in the link in the description of this video, so be sure to check those out. But now I want to go ahead and continue on through the rest of my island. I will show you all a little bit of my beach down here. So if we head down this way, I decided to make a little soccer field on my beach. I really struggled with my beaches on this island, and honestly, I've had a soccer field on my beach before. I think I just struggled with my beaches is because I was feeling like I was running out of items to use to keep it unique. I felt like I was using a lot of the same items, so I tried to switch it up a little bit there with the little bunny day tree in the background. But now if we come through this way, we are back at my entrance. So I just wanted to show you kind of like that right side of my island, and here is the left beach. I did this, I think this was also one of the last areas that I finished before I reset my island. I just kind of made like a little beach seating area in the background there, and then I have some log planks and pathing going through, and then just some like filler coats with the flowers and whatnot. So I'm pretty pleased with how this area came out. It took me quite a long time to figure it out. I think it was more so just because I was feeling mainly a little burnt out and I just wanted to reset my island. But anyways, if I want to continue on this way and show you what we have over here. So I think what I'm going to do is actually head back towards resident services and go the way that we had originally come from. I kind of run into this problem a lot with my islands. I feel like the flow of it can be kind of tricky to navigate in like an organized way, if that makes sense, because there's so many different ways or paths that you can take. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It's just a little tricky for island tours. But anyways, if we come back through here, through this little, I guess you could call it like a transition area. I wanted this to feel really cozy and like you were in like an actual forest. It will actually take us to my Able sisters. So I really like how I was able to design the Able sisters for this area. I used a lot of different stunted trees, the mush parasol, and then I just did some terraforming in the background. And then I tried to use a couple different pathing in this area. I think when you're trying to use a bunch of different pathings, well, not a bunch, but I think I have like 2 or 3, maybe 4 different styles of pathing. What you want to pay attention to when you're using different types of pathing is just making sure they're in like the same color tone so it kind of matches your entire island. But if we continue up over here, we are at some of my villagers' houses. So here we have Fang's yard. I really love Fang's house. I think the colors are so perfect to work with. And then I just gave him a little diagonal bridge and then a bunch of trees and flowers. And then I gave him a piano because I just feel like he would play a piano. But for this area, you can kind of tell that I have, again, like this grass pathing and then this flowery pathing. I switched to this flowery pathing at like the last minute on my island. I think it fits pretty well for the most part. So anyways, let's continue on through here. So if we come over here, I just gave him like a little painting area and then using the custom design umbrella codes and then just filled it in with some flowers and more filler codes. But if we go across the bridge right here, we will be at Ozzy's house. So his yard is pretty big. I love Ozzy. I think he is so adorable. And I used some like kind of lattice fencing standee codes in the background there on the cliff. And then I just tried to incorporate some different stunted trees and then flowers. And then I have that high sign. I had that on not my last island, but the island before that. I just think that sign is so adorable. And then if we come over here, I just laid down a little hammock for him. And then I have a little sign that has my island name. I actually found that in the custom designs portal just by searching Willow. So I lucked out with that one. That's also my island flag. But here we have Scoot's house. Scoot was actually my starter villager. He is just so cute. When I saw his little helmet, I just thought it was too adorable. I had to keep him. But I gave him a pretty big yard as well, and then like a little seating area next to it. So I like how his yard came out too. But let's continue on throughout the rest of the tour. So then if we go ahead and come along this way, you will see an incline which will lead us to my secret beach. I wanted this area to feel really cozy, so I tried to make the cliffs kind of like windy and curved, and then I just used this flower pathing in little like pieces, I guess. I didn't make it all one path, and then I just have a little seating area back here. I try to keep this design pretty simple, just where you can come and relax and have some tea at the beach. And then if we go ahead and continue up back through my secret beach area, we will go ahead and lead to some villager houses. So over here we have kind of like a little transition area that will be leading up to Marshall and Silvana's house. I did a speed build for that. I will put it in the card above if you would like to watch it, but I've always wanted to have a bridge that led over my villagers' yards, so I thought it was perfect for Marshall and Silvana. But I gave Silvana a little garden, and then of course my weeds are overgrowing, so I just picked them up right there. But then if we head back over here, we will be in Marshall's yard. I just kind of gave him like a couple little seating areas, mainly filled it with flowers, but if you come right here, you can get a decent viewpoint of both of their houses, and it actually looks pretty symmetrical. And then we have little Silvana walking over the bridge right there. She's really, really adorable. But I'm really happy with how this came out. I would like to do this maybe on my next island, like have some more bridges leading towards villager houses. I just think that is a really fun way to add like just a kind of bit of diversity to an area, and especially with the waterscaping, it was a nice way to break up this area. But if we come over here, we will have a little seating area. This area was actually one of the first smaller areas that I built on Willow. It was one of the areas that inspired me to kind of figure out the rest of my island's theme. And it kind of just like cured my burnout a bit because I really love creating small areas. But now what I want to do is head back through this little transition area right here. I really wanted that area to feel like really cozy that we just walked through. And then we're going to go ahead and come over to the left side of my island. And then I want to show you all my nooks crannies. So up here is my nooks. I just made a little record shop next to it. If you didn't already know, I'm a big fan of hip hop, so I did customize one of the record boxes with the Wu-Tang logo. And this nooks area is probably one of my smaller nooks areas that I've built on any of my islands. And since we are in the southern hemisphere, that is why it is decorated for Halloween. So I just kind of kept this area pretty simple. But let's go ahead and go back down this incline right here. So I want to go ahead and show you all this little transition area right here. This will lead us back to Marshall's yard, and if we go to the left over here and hop across this little river and then take a right by these log planks, it will lead us to my island rep's house. So this is probably my favorite yard that I've done for my island rep on any of the islands that I've made so far. I just think it really encompasses the entire theme of my island that I am going for. I have a couple little smaller picnic areas, and then I have it filled in with flowers. I do have a build on this that I will link above if you're interested in watching kind of the progression of this area. I was also just really inspired for this area, especially this little seating area right here. I felt like, I don't know, I just really enjoyed creating it, and it made me feel like I was kind of back in love with playing Animal Crossing again. But now what we're going to do is head across here. I just want to show you a better angle of my yard. So as you can see, I have the little sign that says hi, and then I have the little utility poles on the cliff in the background, and then just a variety of different trees and different tree sizes. I think trees can really help a build and give it a lot of like depth and dimension. But let's go ahead and turn around and come back down this incline, and we will head this way, which will be kind of another little transition area and a little seating area. This space I was very confused on how I should fill it, and then I just found, I think this is when I found these sunflower umbrella cones that look like little sunflowers, and I just thought that was the perfect little space filler. And then I just added this cute little picnic area right here, and then filled in the background with a garden wagon and a mush partition. But over here we will be leading to my museum, so I'm actually really proud of this museum build. It was, I think, the largest build I have on my island so far. So there are two parts to this build. The first part of this build, I mean, starts down here, which is just kind of like the first level view of it. And as you can see, I have a little coffee shop on the right for Brewster, and then just like a little painting area and a little reading area in front. But if we come back over this diagonal bridge and we go up this incline, and then we will head this way, it will be a little seating area that has a pretty good lookout of my museum. And then, of course, as we open the camera, we have a little balloon kind of flying through there. But as I said, I really like how this build turned out. I did do a speed build on that, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. I kind of wish I kept this island just for the update now, just so I could see Brewster in this museum, but I'm sure my next museum will hopefully be just as good as this one. So now what I want to do is go ahead and come back down this way. and this will be leading to Rudy's house. He is my favorite villager, and so I had to give him a cute little yard, and so I tried to incorporate some red, orange, and yellow flowers and items for his yard. It can be pretty tricky to incorporate his house on my island theme because I have a lot of like softer colors, as I was saying, but I still wanted to have him on my island because I've missed him and he is my favorite villager. So now I want to show you all the area that would be leading up or coming from Rudy's house. It's this little land bridge right here, and I just did some like inverted pathing here, and then I have some waterscaping off to the back right hand side, and then I just have a mix of like simple items like the wedding sign and the little Mario mush item with the candles on it. And I just kind of wanted to have one last area on my island that had like some decent views, so I created this area. And then if we go ahead and come down here, we will see an incline right here. And if we go ahead and take it to the right, I did some more kind of inverted pathing right here. And then this will be leading up to Mint's house. So I kind of just gave her a little ice cream shop. I tried to incorporate colors that match her house exterior with the blue and green colors. And then I did a lot of different stunted trees for this area as well, and then just some cute seating areas too. But if we continue on this inverted pathing right here, it will actually lead us down to my beach, and I did do a speed build on my beach, so if you guys have seen that, you've already seen this area, but I just kind of wanted to show you the other side of my beach. I just tried to do my pier with some simple decorations. It was really small. And then over here, if you take this little pathing in between all these coconut trees, it will lead us to my peninsula, where I do have my campsite. I kept my campsite pretty simple, and I do have that area blocked off. I mentioned in my beach design speed build video that I just didn't have it in me to decorate all of my beaches on this island, so unfortunately there is nothing to see back there. But for my campsite, I just kept things pretty simple. This peninsula was a little bit smaller than the peninsulas on my previous islands, so I just did some flower decorating. But let's go ahead and continue on back through here, and I will show you the last couple parts of my island. If you are enjoying this island tour so far, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it, and it really helps to support me. So now we are going to go ahead and come back up this area. I have this other little like seating area on my beach decorated down here, but now we are going to go ahead and come back around here and look at Silvana. She's trying to leave again. You are not going to leave, Silvana. I'm sorry. But here we have one of my river mouths, and I have a little Zen bridge going over it, and then I just have some waterscaping in the background. If you guys have been with me on my channel for a while, you'll know on Wildflower, I had a bunch of different little mini islands terraformed near one of my river mouths, but I could never get a good view of it. So I feel like I was able to accomplish that with this island, so I'm really happy about that part. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just cross this bridge, and then here I have a little sewing area with this really pretty bunny pink umbrella code, and then I just did some more inverted pathing, and here I wanted to show you all this little transition area right here. I did this, I think, as a part of my entrance speed build, but I just have like a little seating area and a puzzle that leads back to this little, I guess you could call it just like a little tea and coffee shop area by some waterscaping. I like to have, I think on this island I had a lot of kind of smaller overlook areas or terraformed areas, except for my museum that was obviously quite large, but I tried to break it up as much as I could on this island. So this is kind of the last area that I wanted to show you all. I had such a fun time creating this island. As I've said, I've tried to keep it within the cherry blossom season and incorporate a lot of light colors. It does feel kind of bittersweet to reset this island. I have some ideas for my next island in mind, but it's been really fun being able to create this island and share my progress with all of you. And I'm so excited to share my progress of my next island with you all. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like on the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!